hello there. Well, we're driving today, and we're gonna go pick something up. We're gonna go pick up a new engine. Not really new, but new to me engine. As you can see, we don't have the critters in the back seat, so Mama and I are alone today. So we're having a date day. We're gonna go pick up an engine. She is thrilled about this date. Yeah, she's gonna love it. Alright, so you're probably wondering, why am I picking up a new engine? Like, did something happen? Did something break? No, everything's okay, just getting a different one. So this one's gonna be for the Z. So I'm gonna pull that 5.3 out of there, and basically I'm planning on making some changes to the vehicle, and I want to switch it over to a Gen 4 setup. So that different than just switching out the like the pistons and the rods, I was going to switch over the crankshaft. So I have a 58X because I want to use the E38 computer. So this may be a little surprise to some of you guys, but my plan going forward is to kind of work on making it a little bit more user-friendly, comfortable, and reliable. So I know I did the whole like budget build thing with it just to see how cheap I could get it on the road running and driving, but to be completely honest, I'm not really 100% confident in like the accessory drive, and that's pretty much it. And we want to do power steering, we want to do air conditioning, right? Yep. So that's like a deal breaker for her. She has to have the air conditioning. More of the power steering, but I was like thinking, well, let's just get rid of all of it. And she was like, no, because like I said, the idea is to drive it this summer. We want to go to some other events. So planning on doing a different accessory drive and a different harness. And the different harness, I'm going to need to use the 58X computer, which I actually have. A subscriber sent me an E38 computer. It was the person who won the ECU giveaway that I did. He sent me his old E38 just in case I would ever need it for something. So that kind of got my wheels turning. Like, what could I do with this thing? So now that I have that computer, I can switch everything over. So I'm planning on doing one of the CAN bus harnesses. So I know I like to make my own harnesses, but this is going to do the whole factory integration. Everything is going to work. I'll be able to run air conditioning and have a reliable, shorter accessory drive. So I'm sure you guys can probably tell by the description which kit I'm planning on going with. So if you can guess, leave it in the comments. But that's my overall plan. So like I said, I know I did the budget build thing, and kind of going to switch gears and go away from that, I guess. It was like one chapter, now we're going to move to a different chapter. So I'm planning on keeping the mounts, and I'm still planning on fixing up and redoing the oil pan. So I'm not going to go like all out and buy a whole kit and move everything, but those are just two things that I wanted to do, mainly for the air conditioning and the factory integration. Alright, so essentially what I was looking at doing was switching over the block that I have to Gen 4, like a Gen 4 crank. And I was looking at the cost of a different crank, and then I would have to do the different timing cover with the cam gear. So the cam gear is not expensive, but the timing cover can be, depending how you're looking at it. So looking at total cost, I was looking at anywhere from $200 to $300, maybe more, just to switch over those things. So ended up finding a good deal, what I feel like is a pretty good deal, on a different short block, and I'll be able to kill a few birds with one stone. So I'll be able to switch it over to the Gen 4, and I'm going to pull some weight out of it. So that'll be a little bit of a hint for what kind of block it is. Alright guys, so we're pretty much back near home now. Wife's in Hobby Lobby right now. So I figured I would take the opportunity to talk about the sludge puppy. So you got a little sludge puppy back there. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll get out and we'll go back and we'll talk about it a little bit. So here we go. 5.3 is all aluminum. and it's covered in mud. So you know it's good. So yeah, that's it. It's a aluminum 5.3. I'm not exactly sure which model it is. I'm kind of leaning towards like an LC9. He said it's a 2008, 2009-ish. Kind of some unknowns. He got the motor. He said he used the heads off of it, which I feel like is a good sign. And he has a separate set of $7.99 heads that he's selling. He didn't have them at the house though, so I couldn't get those. But he used the heads off of this engine over the heads that he has in his possession. So I feel like that might say some good things about the engine. It turns over very free. Like, seems like no issues with it. All the cylinder walls look good, pistons look good. And he gave me like a bunch of rockers and push rods and coil packs and a bunch of other stuff with it. So paid $400 for it. I feel like that's a good deal. You guys can tell me if it's not a good deal. I'm happy with it either way, because it has a lot that I wanted. I wanted the Gen 4 stuff. I wanted the 58X crank. And even just buying, like if I were to go out and buy a crank and Gen 4 pistons and rods, I'd probably end up spending pretty close to $400 anyways, including the, Gen 4 timing cover and the cam gear and all the other stuff. So I feel like what I paid for it is decent. I just got to find a set of heads for it, and it's pretty much ready to roll. It's a start. That's what's going in the Z. All right, guys, so here it is. I got it out of the truck on the stand. Pretty excited to pull this thing apart and clean it up, of course. I don't see any casting numbers on it, though, so that's a little interesting. Maybe I just got to clean it up more, but everything seems like it's pretty good. Doesn't have any lifters, but I have extra lifters and lifter trays. It is the 5.3 aluminum flat top, so everything turns over pretty decent. I can just take it and spin it with my hand. No weird noises. Everything looks pretty good. Really nice. So happy with this. It does have the front timing cover. It's all Gen 4, so it does have the DOD cover, of course. This is like an 08, so this is all normal. Everything's looking pretty good. He even gave me some extra coil packs and push rods and rockers and everything. Just threw it in there. So he does have a set of $7.99 heads. I think I might go back for those. Unfortunately, he didn't have them when I was there. He said they were at his work. He does have some for sale, and he only wants like $200 for them. So I might go back and get those. But yeah, that's where we're at with this thing. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.